Greetings everyone, Monkey4 here with bringing you a brand new series for the channel. I know I'm still working on my Let's Play, I've also been for a while, but we're going to be doing something new that friends suggested. Now to those of you who are in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, you're likely familiar with Simu's progression series, and that's essentially what we're doing. How this series works is that we start from the very first booster pack that was ever made. We pull random packs from it using Yu-Gi-Oh Pro Deck. Here, this website. We pull 24 packs, and then we make a deck using the cards that we pull. And after that, we duel each other in like a bracket system that we come up with, and we just go into whoever wins that round, and then we open the next pack. And this is something we've been doing for a while for fun, and now I decided to record us doing it. Now, I'm joined alongside 4 other people. I'm joined with Miguel Martinon, with Calvin, with Brielle, and Sean. Not Sean, the 1988, different Sean. So this is work that's going to be going on for a while. Now, here, I'm going to explain the rules that we're also following. Along with only using cards that we pull, there are some specific rules. For one, we're following the modern ban. We're all following the modern ban list. So, like, if the card is only on like limited 2 or 1, we're only using those. But if the card is banned, we're allowed to use just one card. So like pot of greed, for example. We can only use one pot of greed, and that's it. Yeah, right now. So basically, what you're seeing right now is me putting in the packs. It's recording me putting the packs that I got, and then later on you're gonna see me. Later on, I'm gonna build the deck, and then we're gonna duel. Now, the bracket system is how the duel are gonna work. Is you're not gonna hear the actual people dueling. It's gonna be 2 people in a duel in a different, and they're gonna be muted to herself. But the rest will be just watching and commentating on the duel. We'll just saying stuff, seeing how it's going, talking about other stuff. It's gonna be fun. So I'm not gonna go through the entire duel. I'm not gonna show you all the entire deck building progress because it's gonna be a while and it take a long time with some decks. And even here, another found deck, I kind of make updates to it as the series goes on. But this is something that we're gonna be doing, and I hope you all have fun watching this as I have fun in playing this. So enjoy this, and thank you. Okay, so interesting thing here. I kind of didn't record audio. Well, I did, but at the time we were doing this, my mic wasn't working properly, or it wasn't. So I got their audio, but we didn't get mine. So as such, I'm doing post commentary for these matches. Anyways, our first match here is against Brielle and Calvin, and Calvin starts out with summoning Kaiser Dragon. Like I keep forgetting the name of that monster. And but it does nothing as she sets Red Skullbird, and as such the attacks do nothing. Calvin is thinking for a bit, but he ended there. It's like Brielle draws. Now I'm gonna be honest, I had to do a lot of editing here because they waited a long time. Brielle is kind of new to the game, so she had to take those long waits and turns. So there was a lot of editing to do out there. But anyway, she switches Red Skullbird to attack mode. That's a dragon. That's what it's called. That's a dragon. Thank you. Anyway, she switches to attack, and like before, and like always, she goes straight and do the first damage for the game. She sets the card face down and ended there. Here we have Calvin. He draws now, and still thinking. There may be long waits, but trust me, in editing I'll do a longer waves. He sets the face down now, and Brielle draws. And again, with more thinking, she goes to the battle phase and attacks the face down with Red Skullbird. Oh, but Akamador, and so she takes damage. It was crazy doing all with just these packs, with just these low level monsters at the time. And we all got a Red Skullbird, which at the time was the strongest level 4 normal monster. Anyway, he counted some of Red Skullbird, but he completely was follow wind to make it stronger. And he attacks he attacked Miguel's red sculptor, doing damage to her and destroying it. Now we are held that face down. Now it could. Now who knows what that could be? Well, I know because I saw this. Actually, I don't because it's been a while. Remember. She anyway, her turn passes and Calvin goes and he summoned Trial by Nightmare. So he already has 3 ones in the field, 1 in defense, and he has one of his red Skullbird with more attack. He goes the battle phase and he attacks with over and it's spread out the heart, and Calvin is hit by the wall. You know, as such, he can't do anything now. He doesn't do anything here, and as such, he ends his turn. We go back to Brio, who now has 7 cards in her hand. See if she can do anything to capitalize on it. She set her face down, and that's where it ends. Okay, back to Calvin. So does he take the summon on the month? Yeah, he equips. Let's go with another follow win, making it stronger than Spirit of the Heart. Or any other monster with 2 any other normal monster defensive. And he also summons a Typhoon. Here we are on a battle base. He attacks the Spirit of the Heart. And does he go with a face down? And let's see what he does. And he goes Trouble Nightmare, but it is Beaver Warrior. Not enough. He takes more damage. He ended there and go to Brielle, who sets the face down, and she ends her turn to the air. Calvin is up again with currently the strongest monster on the field with a red sculptor at 2150. I mean, that's now modern times, but back then this was a threat to deal with. Like, how are you supposed to beat that? And he summons Tripwire. I forgot the Tripwire Beast, Tripwire Dragon. I honestly forgot. Anyway, he's on the battle phase here, folks. He attacks Beaver Warrior to destroy it, and that leaves that 1 face down from Brielle. He attacks Trouble Nightmare and Arm Ninja. Because Pepper Pack Monster, he's about to destroy one of Brielle can destroy one of his Red Sculptor's follow wins. So that Red Sculptor is back to 1850, but that still leaves Brielle with a whopping 2400 damage from both Tripwire and Typhoon. So while it was good to weaken the Red Sculptor, she still takes a lot of damage from that, and she is only at 4850 now compared to Calvin's 7300. She is her turn now, and she summons. I forgot that one card was called the Weighty Phantom. She summons the Weighty Phantom and goes into attack mode, and as such, she has 3 monsters she can attack for, and who does she go for? I'm pretty sure but she attacked Trial by Nightmare, doing 100 damage to Calvin. Weighty Phantom is probably the second strongest monster in this event, in this pack, considering the circumstances. But Brielle comes up by activating Yami, which makes Weighty Phantom stronger. Which people probably wondering why she didn't do it before. Well, do recall that Brielle is still new to the game. Like, out of everyone who's playing, she's the least experienced, so she's gonna make mistakes. And we don't blame her for that. Anyways, here we are. Another Red Sculptor, which isn't technically weak enough, isn't strong enough to be planted, but his first Red Sculptor can. He goes by attack 250 and he attacks more, and while the damage is close, it is not enough for a game. Now, if he had switched to Akamador to attack, then it would have been game then and there, but he didn't, and it's like Brielle has 1 more turn to live. And here we go. It's her turn now, she draws, let's see what happens next. Well, again, I already know, because post comes because I forgot, because my mic was not working. Last time I recorded on laptop with OBS. Oh, but we see here, we can play the type. Ring favor the side. Miguel forfeited because there wasn't much you could do. And then we're down to round 2. Calvin's already won one game. Miguel starts off with sending one card face down and she ends. Calvin is up now to see what he does. And he uses mountain, which will make his wing beast and bird monster stronger, like with Sculptor. He summons Tripwire Beast when he goes to attack, and strong enough to beat Tyhone 1600 defense. Close, but not enough. Actually, 200 isn't really that close, but then again, probably is. And anyway, Calvin ended there, and we go on to Brielle. For her turn, she sets the face down, and that's all she can do. She ends her turn there. Calvin, can you camp in the mountains? Did he have a? He had a lesser dragon, not a red sculptor. So I'm not quite sure why he activated mountains already at the time. Oh, but he used a fissure to destroy Tyhone. At least be able with her face down. Could it be? Let's see what this is. Calvin goes to the attack. He attacks first with Tripwire Beast. Oh, but Brielle said Hane. This will affect another return one card in the field, one monster in the field to the owner's hand, and as such, she's gonna return Lesser Dragon to the hand. And while it was destroyed, she avoids taking any damage this turn, which was a pretty clever call. We're going to draw phase. Brielle's up. But she passes. Oh, not much to do there. And Calvin is up again, and during his main phase 1, he summoned Lesser Dragon again. And going to battle phase for a whopping 2800 damage. Direct attack. Excuse me. And he says one card face down, and we'll go back to Brielle. Can she do anything now? She sets one face down, and that's it. Like, there wasn't really much to do in this pack. It was quite. It was quite. Anyway, Calvin summons Tyhone, which actually is boosted by Mountain, making it somewhat stronger. And he attacked, but it was Soldier of Stone. He cannot be it. But he uses two-pronged attack. He's got to destroying his tripping both Tyhone and another dragon to destroy Soldier of Stone, and as such he can attack directly with Tripwire Beast 1400. Brielle is now at 3800, and Calvin is still a strong lead at 7200 life points. But Brielle summoned the Red Sculptor, which is boosted by Calvin's Mountains. Had to get enough to destroy the Tripwire Beast and do 350 damage. So Brielle already has a strong monster, considering at the time Red Sculptor was the strongest we had in terms of normal level 4 Monkey 7. Like, of course, obviously, like the likes of Blue Eyes and Red are stronger, but in terms of just getting a monster in the field, Red Sculptor was the way to go. And anyway, but Calvin starts with time, but stores the rating life. Brielle will not be able to attack with 3 turns. And let's see what he does next. He sets the monster face down, and that's where he ends it. Brielle has 3 turns to starting with. She passes. Calvin is up next. He contemplates his next move, and he flips. He flips a Witty Phantom. Which discards by Yam, which not only makes Red Sculptor weaker because it loses Mountain Boost, but Witty Phantom is stronger by terms of Yami. It's stronger than a Red Sculptor. He summons Trial by Nightmare, which is also boosted by Yami. And he goes on attack. Then he damage to destroy Red Sculptor, and Trial Nightmare comes in with 1500. Brielle only at 2250 life points. She draws now. She has 7 cards now. Now, can she do anything? She uses Monster Reborn. A card that I'm surprised we were able to get this time. Anyways, she revives the Red Skull bird. Can she capitalize it? Does she have a mountain, a follow wind? There's more thinking going on, and and she summons Red Skull. Let's see what happens next here. So far, I don't think she can destroy is shot by Nightmare, but Witty Phantom is still in the lead in terms of attack points. Oh, but Napalanka is a follow wind. So Yugioh can attack the Tunja because of sword. She'll be safe for now. Anyways, Calvin and he wisely switches the monster into defense mode. Just 1 card face down and end it there. Back to Brielle, and this will be her last turn before sword ends. And like that, she passes her turn, and sword of the ring light is gone. She's free to attack now. On her next turn, Calvin draws. He contemplates his next move. That follow win by Brielle could cause him some problems since he don't have anything except he summons his own Red Skull bird. But he used a 2-pronged attack, destroying his defense position monster to destroy Brielle's Red Skull, and as such, he was able to attack directly. But he used his own mountain. He attacked directly. He's 1750 damage. Anyways, it's Brielle's turn now. She has 7 cards in hand, and Calvin now has a 1750. Oh, but she passes. That is not good. She had nothing to She had nothing to do. But now she has to now she has 7 cards in her hand. She's forced to discard one of them because she can't have more than 6 at the end of a turn. So as such, she's looking to what to discard, and I probably should have cut this part. Here we go. She discards another following, and Calvin draws, but there's really not much else to do. He attacks Swiss Cobra, and that is the end of match 1. Calvin takes victory here. We move on to the next match. See you all then. Okay, and here we have the second match of the draft, which is against Story or Sean and Dino, which is Miguel. So here is Sean versus Miguel for the second match, and it begins right now. Sean starts off by summoning the Witty Phantom, and which is but then he built it up by activating Yamik, which increases attack. And he ended there, so he's off to a good start so far, but I have known Miguel for quite a while now. He is not an easy player to take down. He set the face down and ended there. As you... it was quite a match. Like, the commentary would have been... Actually, I'll explain what happened while Sean summoned Typhoon and switched the weak friend to defend. You see, while they were dueling, we were just watching his commentary. He attacked an Archimador, which didn't help. Jump didn't help us. Anyways, during this, it was just me and Brielle and Calvin who was commentating on all this, and well, let's just say that when it's us 3, those 2, especially Brielle, have no filter. Like, if my audio wasn't lost, I would have to edit out a whole lot just to keep this video available on YouTube. I'm not even kidding. Man, I just saw that Miguel he thought somebody giant into Crash, Typhoon, and destroying them both. But Miguel friggin'. But Sean switches the weapon to attack mode, which won't do much. Alchemidor is at 2200 defense, but at least keep him up in case anything else stronger shows up. He set the another face down monster, and Miguel summons Red Skull, and he activates Melting, which makes it stronger when he plants them, which he destroys. And we go on to the next turn for Sean, where he's contemplating what to do next, which takes a while. But he also summons his own Red Skull bird, and oh yeah, he kind of uses a lot of life point spells like Red Medicine, which heals him by 500. Go to battle phase where he crashes the Red Skull birds, and he ended there. On Miguel's turn,
he sets one monster face down, monster card face down, and summons Arabi, which destroys, which happens to be Friendly Panda. Not a decent card, but whatever. On Sean's turn, he has no monsters in the field and only has one field spell. He activates another red medicine. Like, he had a lot of these. You gotta be pretty used to seeing that card a lot because he uses a lot. Anyways, he only has two cards in hand, something what to do. He summons Trial by Nightmare, which is boosted by Yami to make the same attack as Arabi. He passes the turn, but at least now he has something to defend himself until Miguel summons Woody Phantom to easily destroy it. Which leaves Sean open a direct attack for Arabi. Miguel ends it there, already taken the game by a lot. And Sean uses Hinotama. Oh yeah, he uses burn spells too, which I can't really say anything because during this heads up on my match, I use burn spells too. Anyways, he sets a monster face down and then entered, leaving him with no cards in his hand at all, which gives Miguel an advantage. He attacks, which was tripwire base, which is not enough, and he takes 1500 from Arabi. Sean draws his card. He only has one move to do, and he sets his face down. We go back to Miguel. He uses Pot of Greed, who on just while we're doing this draft that only had one. Like, yeah, I know we were technically following the balance, but cards that are banned, we're only sending them to one for us. He attacks with Phantom, which leaves open for Dragon Bolt, Arabi, and Celtic Guardian, which only leaves Sean with 1850, which is not good for him. He has one monster which he sets face down, but he ended there. He is not looking good for him for this first round. He already has 4 monsters in the field, 3 which are already high attack, and Sean has such low life point. He switches to attack mode, and at that Miguel finishes him off with double attack, and that's the end of the first round with Miguel's victory. And here we are moving on to the second round right now, people. Excuse me. Miguel does this off, sending a monster face down and sending us another card face down. Sean does the same, sending a card face down, and he followed that up with, as soon as he's trying to summon it down, he's also set the face down. And that's where it ended. Miguel summons the Woody Phantom, which he attacks the face down with, which is then destroyed because that is. Actually, I don't know what that card is, but I know it's a weak monster. There are a lot of weak monsters in this format. Quite a lot. Well, with the first pack, so of course there could be some weak ones. Mixing with the stronger ones and more. And over here, I could have sworn I edited out these long pauses. Anyways, Sean is contemplating, thinking for a better what to do next. He sets a monster face down, and he ends it there. On Miguel, he switches to attack and attacks, but none other than Hane, which he uses to send Woody Phantom back to the hand, and Miguel ended there. Sean's turn, he has 5 cards in hand, nothing in this field except with a 1 face down. Which, by now he summons a Red Sculptor, the strongest level 4 monster in this pack. But he passes, not taking a chance with that face down, which is a good call. You don't know, it could be a Spirit of Heart or Soldier of Stone. Miguel also passes this time, which leads us back to Sean. Once more, he's thinking. He sets a monster face down, and he chooses to and passes turn right there. Again, still not taking chances with that face down. He's being very cautious, which could be a good move or not. As someone who experiences with Miguel, sometimes you gotta think through. Miguel summons the Red Skull of himself and attacks Sean's face down, which turns out to be. It's been a while since, and it turns out to be Armed Ninja, a flip back monster, which Sean was going to use on Miguel's face down. and it had, but it's just this, even not a spell card, he can at least see what it. Wait, I don't know. Did I edit that? Did I edit that part out by accident? God dang it! As you can clearly tell, I'm not experienced with any watch, especially with some like with post commentary stuff like this, when my audio was accidentally deleted or not recorded. Anyways, he summoned the Woody fan. Sean summoned the Woody Phantom, and he crashes the Red Sculptor, destroying them both, and that's making that the first monster Miguel have lost in this round. Sean already lost quite a few. He again did not take chances with that face down, and ended there. That face down could be troublesome from. But Miguel summons a Robbie, and this attacks leading to the first damage of the game for Sean. Only 100, but the first. We continue on. Sean only had a one card, which, if I remember correctly, was two-pronged. He set the monster face down and ended there. Miguel now has 7 cards in hand, but he now is gonna have more because now he uses Pot of Greed, giving him 8 cards. He definitely has a lot to work with in this hand, which he uses by he's first sending a face down monster, and then sending a card face down, and then he attacks with a Robbie, which is destroyed because it's tripwire based. Robbie, like, I think the second strongest, or no, third strongest. Tripwire based is the strongest. Not tripwire based, Woody Phantom. Sean summons Red Skull Bird, which he attacks Robbie, which deals damage, but only very minuscule, only 50 compared to the 100 Sean took. But he's gonna do more with Hinotama, doing 500. Yeah, he's using burn spells from him. Anyways, we're back to Miguel. Bunch more thinking. He had like one lot of cards he can work with. He set them one face down. And he ended there. He needs to buy some time because that Red Skull is the strongest one he had in the field so far. Sean set the face down monster and set the card face down. In the battle phase, I should probably mention that. Like, what the heck? What am I just happening? Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. There was some trouble on my end. But anyways, I should probably mention that during this match, I was constantly rebuilding, changing my decks, because at the same I noticed how bad it was compared to so I made some edits in it during the middle of the duel, which I was playing out, and we missed a lot, but also it was kind of blending. Cause as you can see here, well, it's quite a standstill. Miguel. St. Sean summoned Blue Eyes, but Miguel used a Dragon Capture, which made it to defense. But because of that, it's a strong 528 because of Dragon Treasure, which honestly made it the strongest monster in the field. Which is too strong. Miguel has, at this point, we barely had any destruction spells. Miguel didn't have anything. He didn't have Fidger, he didn't have Raigeki, he didn't have anything to destroy the Blue Eyes, which he could not get past. That Blue was stronger than anything Miguel had, which, as you can ultimately soon notice, means that he would just keep pathing, drawing until he would reach a deck out. Yeah. During this, Calvin and I were being hysterical because we could just realize it. There's also at this point Calvin brought out in the Discord chat room using noting it out, which probably was a mistake because Miguel is not dumb. He clearly saw he was not gonna win. He would have just gave the round to Sean, but because of because of what Calvin said, it irked him to be pointed out like that. So as such, he was being petty and decided to let the whole thing run out. Like, I'm not kidding. He literally the whole round went on until he decked out, which, well, it was hilarious to watch, but also tiring to see. Now, in my kind, and would not bring you all to just to watch all that happening, just to watch constantly the same thing constantly. Like, there's some things you're like, they're still doing damage to each other via defense, but it's not enough. Like the game was basically over before it even began. So I'm granting you all mercy and just cutting all of that and going straight to the end of this round. Like, 'cause like I could not bear to show you guys. Skipping to the last turn, but Miguel only has one card left in the deck. This was probably the most eventful turns. Yeah, you think the final one was the last one. Sean says set the monster face down, and he ended with Miguel draws the last card in his deck, and as a good point of that, he summoned the red sculptor and uses follow in just to attack, just so he can do some lasting damage against the man. And he uses 2 follow in, just so he can do at least some damage. Oh, but doesn't matter. Sean uses 2 prong attack, destroying his face and a man eater bug he used earlier to destroy the red sculptor, which ultimately that brings the match to an end. Like at this point, Miguel knows he's just done. He just for the heck of it. He also used stealth defense, but doesn't matter if Dragon capture drop put his blue eyes back in the defense. And that's basically it. He ended there, and Sean doesn't take long for he ends that deck, and he's decked out, and that is 1 for Sean. And we move on to the next round, the final round of this match. We still can't get out of the aftermath of how that round took place. Like we just started, chapter. We already had a deck out to think. And anyways, Miguel uses. Sean sets the face down. Miguel summons the Woody Phantom to destroy the face Phantom, which happens to be another Woody Phantom. Sean summons a Arabi, which he didn't use in Mountain, but doesn't really do much because Mountain doesn't really do anything to dinosaurs. That's how we Wasteland would want Sean. But anyways, he attacks and destroys Woody Phantom 100 damage. Once again, there was more edits here because I was doing more deck editing. But anyways, he destroyed. As we see here, Miguel got to the point where Miguel had the strong red skull bird. Ooh, but it doesn't matter because it's sent back to the hand to Hane. Even though the leash Sean opened to a direct attack from Tatsu Giant. That's a fun thing to say. He Tatsu Giant. He Tatsu. That's fun to say. And complicated considering the Japanese original version was just Cyclops. Anyway, Sean passes his turn on having to do, and which leaves Miguel open for a double attack by Charles Nightmare and he Tatsu Giant, which leaves John with half of his life points now. He sets the face down, and in time, and he goes back to Sean. But Miguel uses Sword of the Ring Light to flip it, which reveals to be Hane, whom Sean used to return Trial Nightmare, whom Miguel just summoned again, and just goes for the attack, doing 1300 to Sean. Now Sean has left much here because he only has the Sword of the Ring Light. He uses another Goblin Secret Remedy to heal himself, and he sets another monster. Miguel summoned the Woody Phantom, and he equipped it with Dark Energy to make it stronger. And here we go, Woody Phantom attack, which he actually has to be Armed Ninja, which he used to destroy the Dark Energy, but that leaves him open for 2400 damage from both Night Trial, Nightmare, and Tatsu Giant. He only has 550 life points. At that point, it was not sure. It was clear it wasn't going to be a close match. He summons Woody Phantom and uses Diamond to make it stronger, but he also uses Dark Energy so that Miguel's monsters won't be able to destroy it. He won't be able to crash Phantom with Phantom. Which now Sean can't attack because of sword, but he still at least has a chance. He gives him some time. Miguel set the monster face down and ended there, and Sean ends his path this time, which ends the Sword of the Ring Light. Going there, he switches both trying to hit the monsters into defense mode now that Sean is able to attack. He set the monster face down, and now that he can attack, he does exactly that for targeting his other Miguel's Woody Phantom and destroying it. Moving on to the end phase. Yep. Miguel switches Trial Nightmare to attack mode. You attack the face down, which happens to be Typhoon. But that it's an open point for the Woody Phantom, which Sean does more damage to Tama just because he can. and he attacks and destroys Char Nightmare with Witty Phantom. And like that, it's gone. We're going on to Miguel's turn. He has 7 cards now. Now 6, we send them on to face down. He only has. Yep. We're going to Sean. He only has 1 monster in the field, but he's already buying Snake. And he uses Final Flame to do 600 damage to Miguel, like from deck eroding, and we go to the last turn of the match. When Miguel uses a Psychic Attack to attack, Sean uses 2 Final Attack, thinking that he wasted Miguel's attack, destroying the Carry Guardian, saving him, but he does not. That's not how Final Attack works. Which leads Miguel open to Directive Psychic Attack and winning the match for him. 3. This is between me and Calvin. And you're about to see how I'm experienced, but I wouldn't say I'm nowhere near the best. I'm hardly good. Anyway, Calvin goes first. He uses Plot of Greed and sets the face down. And as you can see, I employ the Sean tactic, having burn cards like Sparks, the lesser Hinotama. Anyway, I start things off by summoning. I don't know why I was. It's not so bad. I summon Witty Phantom, and then I use Yami to increase the attack. I go straight to attack mode and attack, which happens to be BB Warrior, so thank you, Yami. I set Trap Hole face down, and after more contemplating, discussing with Calvin, which I'm sorry you cannot hear, my turn ends right there. It's his turn now, and after more discussion and me seriously contemplating why I do not just edit out these, he also summons Witty Phantom, but I instead stop it with Trapple, which destroys it, which leaves Calvin open. Into turn, and then I summon my it's open. As you see, I was trying to counter because I was unsure if he actually had Raigeki or not, and I think about using it because again, I didn't use it because again I was contemplating whether he had Raigeki in his hand, which would get rid of it. But I attack and it leaves a significant amount of damage to Calvin, almost having his life point. But now I got 2 strong monsters and I feel like he has to set a face down. And oh boy, Red Eyes. I kind of make the mistake of not using him, like you will see in the match. And I attack, but it's Spirit of Heart, which while it is weakened by Yami, it's still not enough for Witty Phantom to destroy, and I take 200 damage. Once Calvin passes, because you know much you can do, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, this is when I use Swallow in to strengthen Red Sculptor, having him barely get enough to destroy Spirit of Heart and allow Witty Phantom to attack. Calvin said. Capture it in the face down, and I increase 1. Yeah, I have 1 Panda. As you can see, not really that good cards. I don't know why I have it. Anyways, I attack with Skull Redbird, and then use Witty Phantom. I don't know why I didn't summon the Panda. I should have summoned the Panda. Yeah, you can see that I make a lot of mistakes. So get used to that. I'm sorry. Calvin uses Soul, which allows him to buy some time, and I, my infinite wisdom, set Beaver Warrior. Now, the reason I'm wary about this because as you all saw in the last match, Calvin has Raigeki, which is a strong destruction spell, which I did not want to risk. Anyways, he summons another Witty Phantom, which destroys my Phantom, which basically leaves Yami mute. I set down the Armed Ninja, and I end my turn there. I don't use Mountain yet, which I really should. And now Calvin has his own Yami, which he's in the Trial by Nightmare. He attacks the middle face down, which happens to be on my ninja, which I then use as effect to destroy Sword of Radiant Light. Once it's my turn again, this is where basically I win the first one. I summon my own Trial by Nightmare, and then I switch my people to Mountain to make Skull Viper stronger, which destroys his Trial by Nightmare, leaving me to attack directly, and I win the first round. And I'm sad to say this is where things go downhill for me. Match round 2. I'm the one who's going first this time. Looking at my hand, the only logical move I saw at the time. Set down Spirit of the Heart, and then end my turn. Not even saying two-pronged attack. I'm gonna get comments about the mistakes I made, I know I am. He summons the Red Sculptor, he goes in for the attack, but he takes the damage because with Spirit of the Heart, probably one of the best cards in this pack in terms of defense. I draw a mountain, but I'm obviously don't use it because I don't want to make his monster stronger. I pass. Anyways, Cowan's contemplating, he's thinking, how can he get past this 2,000 defense monster? Well, he first summons Trial by Nightmare, and that's it. He can't really do much right now, but at the same time, neither can I. I set a card in my turn, and it's back to him. He sacrifices it, and he sets which he sets. Now, at the time, I was thinking, why would he do that? What is he planning? It's like you don't often see someone tributing just to set a tribute. So this was something that I was wary about at the time. He flips it up to reveal Reaper of the card, which basically Armed Ninja but for traps. The fact that it's a level 5 kind of makes him worse than Armed Ninja though. But anyway, he destroys my two-pronged attack. But even so, even though Reaper of the card can't do much because while it has high defense, it is abysmal in attack. But it doesn't matter because he summons a dragon, then uses two-pronged attack to destroy, then bolt to destroy Spirit of the Heart, which only leaves my one face down, which won't even last because Red Sculptor is too strong. He destroys it. And he sets another face down and ended. My turn, I use Hinotawa just because. I set Trial by Nightmare and then just end my turn there. Yeah. He uses Yami, and he then summons the Witty Phantom, which he destroys Trial by Nightmare, and then I get a direct attack by Red Sculptor. Now this is where things kind of get poor for me. I'm confident to do. He has the Yamba, which makes it. I'm summon Witty Phantom, which, because technically it is stronger than Red Sculptor, so I just go in to destroy it. And that's really all I can do. As you can see, I don't really have much in terms of things to do. I am my time, but he uses Dark Ending to make his Witty Phantom stronger. And he didn't use his Summon Trial by Nightmare, which is going to hurt a lot for me. He destroyed my Witty Phantom, doing 300 damage, doing a 1500 direct damage with Trial by Nightmare, and he ends his turn there. I am nearly down to half of my starting life points. I draw Skull Redbird, which could be visited with Mountain, but it won't matter because even then it's still not strong enough to take care of the Witty Phantom. So I was at a crossroads here at this point, but I go for it anyways. I don't even use Mountain just because, well, I make mistakes, terrible mistakes, but mistakes nonetheless. Anyways, on Calvinson, he, as suspected, attacks my Red Sculptor and destroys it, which leaves me open. But then I draw Arabi, which does not help me in any case at all. Looking at my graveyard, I still have Monster Reborn, but there was not much I could do with it. So I had to do. I was contemplating, thinking, how do I get out of this? I set Trial by Nightmare in hopes I can stall me for a bit, but that was wishful thinking at best. He sets his own face down, which at this point is probably like another 2,000 defense monster. He destroys Trial by Nightmare because of course. I draw it again. I draw a Red Sculptor, but I won't do much because Witty Phantom is too strong. I activate Mountains, and then I summon Red Sculptor, but like I said, it is not enough for the Phantom. I go for the face down, just because I could. But as I said, which I didn't think at the time, is a 2,000 monster, Akumador, which hurts a lot. It's only now they're even boosted by Yami. I'm at 3850. He's not looking good. He summoned Red Skull. He summoned Red Skull right now, and well, this is basically where it was ruined. And even more to make that he equips it with Swallow Wind, which makes it stronger. He switches Akumador to attack, and he uses Fissure to destroy my Red Skull. This leaves me open. He attacks me directly with all 3 monsters, and that is the game. He won round 2. It was the same. I don't say much. We go move on straight to the last round. I can't wait to go second because that's what how I usually go when I can. Calvin started by sending a face down, and he ended. On my turn, once I draw, I immediately use Pot of Greed, try to get anything that can help me. I again use Spark just because, and then I set Alchemador. I don't know why I think what time for that. Anyway, I then set 2-pronged attack, which I ended. Let's go back to Calvin. He summoned Trial by Nightmare, which okay. I really hope I don't. I need to do better with this post comment. As you can see, I'm not the commentary type. He uses Self Defense, which actually forces Malcolm to attack, which is not good for me because Trial by Nightmare is stronger by 100, and it is destroyed. Once my turn draws, I then summon the Woody Phantom to destroy Trial by Nightmare and also do 100 damage. So we're even. He actually has 200 more because of Sparks, because burn damage, just because. Anyway, he says his own face down. He ends it there. Onto my turn, I draw red eyes. Get used to seeing that in my hand because it's never coming out. But I decided, if I could get it, I could use Wastelands, but again, I'm scared because of Raigeki. I set down the Friendly Panda, I attack, and that's going to use Tomoko. I don't, and it happened to be Beaver Warrior. And what do you think? It's going back 100, 100, 100. That's like a common, that's becoming a common number. He summons his own Woody Phantom, and he attacks, which he attacks my face down. No, I don't. I choose not to use Children Detective because that would leave me open. And I ended there. I have Arm Ninja, but it doesn't really help much considering there was no spells that he has on the field to destroy. Like, I can't even see anything. Like, if he had a face down, even if it wasn't a spell, I could still use Arm Ninja just to check what it was. But I got nothing, so I passed my turn. So far we're at a stalemate. He uses Pot of Greed, gets more cards in his hand, and he's doing more thinking. He summoned another Woody Phantom, so now he has 2 Woody Phantoms, which is actually bad for me. Before he's now in attack mode, he crashes one Woody Phantom with mine, which leaves me open for both his other Phantom and Beaver Warrior, which gets me down by a lot. I set my own Beaver Warrior down because expecting him to defend from both of them. I just gotta hope he doesn't summon Red Skull, which he does not. He's trapped by Nightmare. So I was safe for this one. He attacks with Woody Phantom and takes 100 damage. Because again, 100 become a common number in terms of damage. I draw again, which gives me much. Wasteland doesn't do anything with anything. Doesn't do anything for my cards. I have Friendly Panda, Arm Ninja. None of them help. I set down the Panda just to get more defense on my field, hoping to get something good. Like at this point, Red Skull would help. He switches his Beaver Warrior into defense mode because there was nothing to attack with. It wasn't much. He passes his turn, and this was when I should have summoned Red Eyes, but because I was scared of Raigeki, I didn't. I set 2-pronged attack. I contemplated, but I don't go for it, and I end my turn. I should have summoned Blue Eyes. I really should have. He goes into attack mode, and he attacks my Panda, which is immediately destroyed. Looking back on this, I can see all the mistakes I make that I probably could have won this duel if I just actually did something. But anyways, I ended there after Hinotama. Legendary sword does nothing, considering the warrior is a beast warrior, but not a warrior. So I ended there. Go back to Calvinstein. Once again, contemplating on how to get past it, but he summons Tyhone. This is where things look back. As he going to be warrior attack, he uses self defense to switch my duel warrior into attack mode, and this is where he attacks. His refund destroys my duel warrior, and then I get hit by 1300 and double 1200. It's not enough to end me, but it basically I would practically be dead already. Then he gets saving grace in the form of Arabi, which can also boost into wasteland, giving it a 1700 attack points, which actually helps me a bit so much of the time. I use Arabi to attack the People Warrior, destroy it, and I ended there. I figured I had something that could help me. With my low life points, I had something that could at least stop the time and hopefully make a comeback. Because like I said, Arabi is like the second strongest monster in this pack. And with Wasteland, it's hard to get past, but he switches all his monsters into defense mode to set them face down, and I end my turn. I draw Yami, but I obviously do not use it. Keep thinking, but what kind of anything else? Well, actually, I choose to set down Arm Ninja just because I switch auto attack with it and immediately destroy that Wave Phantom because if he gets a Yami or Dark Energy, that's when things go bad for me. So I destroy the Wave Phantom and I end the turn there. He does another monster face down and he ended there. Again, I should have used Red Eyes. You know what I also should have done? You see that Sword of Being Light? I should have used that. I should have. Right on. I attack his Tyhone, which is destroyed. I end my turn, and this is where things start going really bad for me. Like, seriously bad. He summons Tyhone and attack. The fact he summoned it in attack mode means he had a plan. And this is where I saw, but I basically lost it. He uses a Ball of Wind, which makes Tyhone stronger. Not enough to destroy Robbie, but stronger. But then he uses a second Ball of Wind, which actually does make Tyhone stronger than my Robbie, which basically means the game over for me because he switches all monsters to attack mode except the one defense position because at that point I'm pretty sure like the Spirit of Heart or something. And this is why I realized I should have used Red Eyes or Swords. And I had nothing to do. Even a two-pronged attack would not help at all. And he attacked with all of his monsters, destroying Arabi, and then destroying my Armed Ninja, which, well, not much to do, but I just go on the following just because. Doesn't really matter though, as you can see, I lose. Like, it was really bad. Like I said, I make mistakes a lot, and as you can see here. So, that was my first experience doing the other LC, and now we move on to the next and final round of the first draft of this pack. We have the last match for the first round of draft. Against Miguel versus Calvin. Honestly, everyone here, these two are probably the best duelists of the five of us. And then Miguel starts off with a face down, and Calvin starts off as Pot of Greed, so that's already a better start. He summons Rich Skullburn, and he goes for the attack for the face down, and it has a giant destroyed. Well, switching back to Miguel, he summons his own Rich Skullburn, and he attacks and crashes. Straight back to Calvin. Ignore what just happened on the side there. He summons as a dragon and he attacks directly. So that already gives him a good lead. Out of the 1200 not much, which as you can see by Charbonite, but a monster stronger by once again 100. Is this how it like back in the day when this draft first started? No, this is draft when this pack first came out. I think so. Anyway, Calvin summoned Charbonite, but he also uses Dark Energy, so he doesn't crash it. Instead, destroys it, and he had a monster in the field. The 1600 attack. That's a pretty good score. Ooh, but Miguel uses Mountain, and once more, It's called this card is like freaking. The fact that we all got 3 of this card is insane. Red Scorpion I think was the best. And he destroyed by Ooh Fissure. Miguel was left wide open and used a Typhoon, which is boosted by Miguel's Mountain, doing 1400 damage. And Calvin has a good monster. 1400 is not that bad of an attack so far. Miguel set the defense and he ended. Calvin summoned the Red Sculptor, which is also boosted by Miguel's Mountain. He attacked the face down with the Red Sculptor, but this soldier of stone not destroyed, and Calvin takes his first damage. Actually, no, this isn't his first. Excuse me. Anyways, Miguel summoned with the Fountain, which crashes with Typhoon. We go back to Calvin's turn, who still has a strong monster, but Miguel has a stronger defense. Not much you can do, except he uses a Raigeki, and he once again summons Typhoon. And they both attack Miguel directly, and it is finished. Finished for that turn at least. Miguel had 18 points, not a lot of life points. Anyway, he summons Witty Phantom and uses Dark Energy. We reach it for 1700, but no. But he actually sets a field spell which gives rid of the effect of Mountain, allowing Witty Phantom to destroy the Red Sculptor. And like that, Miguel has the lead in terms of monsters attacking. Calvin switches Typhoon to defense mode, but he uses Follow Wind to actually make the defense stronger, which is an interesting use of a quick spell. I never quite seen, especially when we first did this draft, or just for fun. Actually, no, this is for fun. This is for fun. I mean, back when we did it before we started doing this for YouTube. Anyways, we go back to Calvin. He sets the face down. Miguel sets the face down. You go back to Calvin. He passes. Miguel's turn again. Did he have anything to do? He set the face down, and that is it. He doesn't have anything again past that 1700 defense Typhoon. It did just pass central, passing and passing and passing. If we get something, we Calvin set the face down, but that is it. Calvin uses. Okay, I keep getting mixed up. Miguel uses product green to draw 2 cards. Hopefully, give him something that he can use. And verdict says, well, nothing, but he attacked the face down, which is a dragon, and destroyed. Probably best move. We actually don't know if Calvin had any defense, any strong tribute to use. Speaking of which, he discards tribute Typhoon and sets a face down monster, which I just saw in my game. It is very like that's pretty sure, well, not very late. It's guaranteed that it's repair the cards, which probably destroy Miguel's other face down. But also because Miguel had nothing to do with anything to destroy it so far, so he can't do much. Or hit the face down. Calvin turns up. He's contemplating. Wait, let's do something about these next time. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, he attacks the other face down with the Witty Phantom, which happens to be a dragon, which was destroyed. Calvin is up. He sets a face down field, and he flips Reaper up the cards, which targets Miguel's face down, which happens to be Dragon Catcher, which is destroyed. And anyway, Reaper the card is up, but it has very low attack points, which kind of leaves it open for Witty Phantom to destroy. Calvin sets a face down, and there's not much you can do here, so he ends his turn. Really wasn't the right call to flip it. Miguel summons a Rabi, who attacks Reaper the card. Ooh, but Calvin uses 2-pronged attack. He uses it to destroy Witty Phantom, but even so, Rabi still attacks directly. And that's where he ended. On Calvin's turn, he had nothing on his field. He needs to come up with something or else it's through. He sets a face down, and that is all he does. So really not a lot happens in terms of situations during the first draft. he summoned Red Skullbar, which he used Follow Wind and Mountain, which gives it enough to destroy Beaver Warrior, and once again Robbie attacks directly. Over to Calvin, he uses Yami, which he names him the Child of Nightmare to destroy and crash Arabi, which still leaves him open for a 2,000 damage attack. And Miguel has the other monsters, he could summon them and just leave it back open. What he does, he flips Soldier of Stone and from another Soldier of Stone, and then he just equips another Follow Wind to Red Scorpion, and then another triple Follow Wind to Red Scorpion. At this point, he was just rubbing it in. He first attacks with the soldiers, and then Red Scorpion finishes the first round, where it goes to Miguel. You can see how I had trouble with him. In the next round, Miguel starts out with a face-down monster, which is the usual starters. Calvin summons Red Scorpion, which he then boosts with Mountain, in which he attacks the face-down, which is destroyed. Could be rewarded. Fitting him defense. Good in the defense, but not against the Red Scorpion. Anyway, Miguel summons another Red Scorpion, and he crashes them both. But we go back to Calvin, who takes advantage of Miguel's open field. He summons Lesser Dragon, who then attacks and excuse me. Just funny how damage to Miguel. Calvin is in the lead in terms of life points, but how long the lead lasts we'll have to see. Miguel set the face down, and Calvin summons another Red Scorpion. Using that boosting mountain, he attacks it. Over Akamador, not enough. Calvin takes damage. Miguel sets a face down card, and does he do anything else? Take your bet, folks, ladies and gentlemen. No, he does not. He ends his turn. We go here. Go back to Calvin's turn. He summons and Child by Nightmare, but he ends it. Miguel summons his own Red Scorpion, which he attacks Child by Nightmare with, doing more damage to Calvin. He still technically went in the lead, but Miguel is slowly catching up. But on Calvin's turn, after saying the face, he crashes the Red Scorpion together to get to victory. He then switches Lesser Dragon to defense, which kind of leaves it open for a Trial by Nightmare to attack. I really can't say much about mistakes, considering I made really bad mistakes in my match, so I can't really say anything about what Calvin does here. He's still I still consider him a better player than me. But anyways, he uses stop defense on Akamador, forcing it to attack mode, which leaves it open considering his attack stats are not good. Attack points. He summons Tripwire Dragon, which is actually, I believe, is boosted by Mountains, because Mountain boosts Thunder monsters. And he attacks and destroys it, and it's not strong, and it's too strong by Trial of Nightmare to destroy. But Miguel has a Red Scorpion and attacks it, because the Mountain boosted it. Trial of Nightmare attacks Beaver Warrior, which is not enough. Miguel takes damage there. On Calvin's turn, then his card, he sets another face down. It ended right there. Yeah. On his turn, he goes straight to Battle Fate, and Red Scorpion attacks Beaver Warrior. Miguel ended there, not taking the risk with Trial Nightmare to the face down, but Calvin uses Raigeki and destroys them. Which leaves Miguel open as he flips up Typhoon and summons as a dragon. And Calvin attacks, doing 2,800 points. Oh, never mind! By the Dragon Capture, he only takes the 1,400 from Typhoon. He doesn't even take any more from Lesser Dragon. I'm despite they still use that card, I still can't get over the draw out that happened. That was hilarious. Anyways, he summons Arabi, which destroys Typhoon, doing once again 100 damage. It's gonna be quite a thing. Anyways, he then summons the Witty Phantom, and he then activated Yami, getting rid of Mountain, making him stronger than Arabi by 100. That is The fact 100 is so common in this format is insane. Going to Miguel's turn, he's also summons the Witty Phantom, but he then equips with Dark Energy, which he making him stronger than Calvin's Phantom and destroys it. We're going on to Calvin's turn. He already has the Lesser Dragon Defense mode, which will not help him much at all. He only has 2 cards in hand, which can he do anything with it? He has a face down. We're going to Miguel's turn. Miguel summons Celtic Guardian, which he then uses to destroy the dragon, and he then attacks Spirit of the Heart, which is weakened by Yami. Which is actually weakened by Yami, so it allows the dragon to Witty Phantom to destroy it. Then we go back to Miguel's turn, because Calvin passed, he had nothing to do. But he's open. Miguel has to be giant, equips it with the full moon. And he has triple attack with just a lot of damage. And just like that, Calvin is behind in the life points. The man he was once in the lead, but now he has fallen. He summons his own Witty Phantom, in which he equips with Dark Energy too. Which he attacks, he talks to me giant. It does point damage to Miguel, but at this point, I don't know if we get him as much, because Miguel summons Trial by Nightmare. The Witty Phantom crash. And Miguel takes it. He wins the first match of the draft. And that was the first series of matches for the first draft of the series. Now, as Miguel won the entire tournament draft, he gets to pick a card from the draft and add it to the collection, and the card that he chose was Raigeki. So great, that means at least 2 people with a terrifying destruction spell, and which I don't have. Which, although I have a chance to add it, if I win any of the draft tournaments, I get to add any card from any of the packs we've done. So Raigeki is gonna be one I would want to add, along with a few others. But anyways, this took quite a while because this whole audio thing. Yeah, Miguel already has his videos up. And I'm still need to get started on episode 2 because this audio thing. But once this is fixed, I should be able to upload these normally. So thank you all for watching. I hope that you all enjoyed this series, and that the next one, which is already done, should be out soon by this week once I get focused on it. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Sign off.